Hey, you guys. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing well and having a productive 2020 so far. Um, I don't know if I have any resolutions necessarily. I think I'm just gonna keep moving forward. I think that's probably the best plan. So, Matchbox minis. I did a series of micro mini Matchbox journals in December that I had a number of requests to do some kind of like, I don't know, craft with me, work along tutorial type of things. I'm very hesitant to say tutorial whenever I do this, but anyway, so, I did these in Matchboxes. These were gifted. I got a present from Tracie Fox. She sent me some Matchboxes from the UK, and I was just like head over heels. They're amazing. They're awesome. And they were all vintage Matchboxes too, by the way. I don't know anybody who got one of those. It is a vintage Matchbox. But anyway, so I thought these were a great size, and a lot of them were actually made out of wood. I just have a couple left that I didn't want to cover. I like this one. A lot of them were actually made out of wood, which I thought was really cool. So if you're, handy with, I don't know what kind of wood that is, but I think they make balsa wood in that type of thickness. It's real thin. So anyways, I've got glue and stuff all over my hands, guys, so sorry about that. Anyway, so that inspired those minis. And so I had asked her if she would mind making a template so that I could make my own Matchboxes based on that size and shape, So she did actually create a template and then just went crazy, and she made like 4 kits or something. So she's got a bunch of different Matchbox kits in her shop right now, and I will link her shop in the description on the video. It's Tracie Fox Love Junk Journals. And so check out Tracie's kits, and there are some templates in there to make a Matchbox about this size, right? So yeah, pretty cool. So thank you for that, Tracie. That's awesome. I have all kinds of boxes. Like, there's just tons of boxes in the world, and these are some of my favorite boxes. These are just empty, like, label boxes, Denison label boxes. So I definitely want to use these at some point, probably make little journals in these. But in preparation for doing this, I decided I was going to try to find some other Matchboxes that are immediately available. And so I just went to the grocery store and got some matches, stick matches. So these came like in a package of 12, I think. So I got those. They're a little smaller. They're smaller than these. See, they're not as deep. So I don't know if we could do a 3 signature journal in this, but I think we could at least do like a single signature, simple little journal in this size. I may have the gumption to, maybe do a 3 signature hardcover journal like I did in those minis, and use one of these boxes that are a little bit thicker, or even, one of Tracie's kits. I'm not sure. So I have, made a couple of them into boxes, so I'm working on it. So we'll see. I might use one of those later on in this series. I think this is going to wind up being a series of who knows how many. Anyway, but while I was at the store, I found these, and I thought, okay, that could be fun. We could do a journal in a big Matchbox. So I think this was like $1.29 for this box, So yeah, that could be fun too. And just, maybe for people that don't necessarily want to make a little teeny tiny thing, they could make one, but just make it a little bit bigger. You know, it's would be the same thing, same process. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm doing some collage on the cover. So this is the lid, and this is the bottom, right? So on the lid, I basically just covered it with just book pages and some ledger paper and stuff like that. Just did some simple, just little scraps. So I decided that, well, since I am in love with the art glitter glue, one of the things that I love about it is that it dries really fast, and it's it sticks stuff together really quickly. So that's really nice for a wet glue to do that. I don't know what it is about art glitter glue that makes it like that, but I like it. So yeah, so it's like my thing lately. Anyway, so I'm just, just kind of going around and applying a little bit of glue. You don't need much, and it is going to be stuck for good, I just use a little brush to kind of make sure that it's spread evenly around, and a real thin, a really thin coat. It just doesn't need that much. And you can count on it to stay. So like, see these little pieces, like they will stick down really quickly. And then, just something else, just very random, just basically trying to cover trying to cover the box. That's all I'm doing, just trying to cover it up. So yeah, I went a little nuts on those, and I think what we'll do is we'll just try to make these, basically how I did those minis that I sold in my shop. So I hope the sound is better on my camera. I did get a new camera, so that's cool. I got actually a pretty good deal on it. I don't know, I've mentioned this before. If you guys go on Amazon and you're looking for whatever, check out the other, like, you'll see in their listings that often they'll have the same item at a lower price. And I've mentioned that, like, about the glue sticks, and a few of you have actually taken advantage of it and, used that link and found the same item for like cheaper. You know what I mean? So always check that out. Like, this item is available at a lower price, blah, blah, blah. And then you click on that and it takes you to another page where you can see the pricing. And a lot of them are also Prime items. They're just, usually it has something to do with the packaging has gotten damaged somehow or something like that. It's they won't sell it if the product is messed up. So it's always going to be, usually I should say, it's going to be something to do with the packaging. And for something like glue sticks, who cares, right? I mean, you're just going to rip it open anyways. So, but some people just won't. They can't sell it as, like a perfect item after the package has gotten damaged. So, yeah, so I think it's actually good to buy that stuff that you're going to buy it anyways, and you're just going to rip up the packaging. So you might as well see if they have it cheaper. Like, I bought some little plastic containers. I bought like a dozen of them, and I got like $8 off on one of the packages of them because it was missing one. The bag had gotten ripped or something. Whoops. And So they reduced the price on it because it was missing one, but the boxes were in perfectly good shape. So anyway, so that's what I do. Okay, I get it to that point, and then, you know, so it's all covered with paper. This is like dry to the touch already. Just this glue is really, really awesome for that. And then I've already trimmed the end off of this one, that side. But so then what I do is I just go around with some scissors. I'm cutting up to the edge, just carefully up to the edge of the box, and then just kind of work the scissors in there, and then just use the edge of the box as a guide and trim off that excess paper. Okay. And then you can see if you need to do any kind of like patching, like right there, the paper is kind of lifted just a tiny bit. So just patch that down, you know. And then once I've done that, I will come back and add some other type of layer, like a napkin or some rice paper, or I actually got some of that, a different one of those Tim Holtz, you know, decoupage papers or whatever they're calling them. I don't know what they call them, but it's just real super thin, like tissue, and it comes like on a roll. You know what I'm talking about, like this. This is the collage paper. This is the typography one. So anyways, then I'm just gonna apply a little bit more of this glue. Whoops. Come on now. All right. And I'm going to use this because, like I said, it just dries really fast. So, I mean, you could use any kind of glue, you know. You could totally use, you know, Mod Podge or any other kind of glue would work. But I'm using this because it dries quick. And it's not tacky at all. Like when it dries, it's totally smooth. Like some glues, you can kind of feel a little bit of, like, I don't know, almost like rubberiness or something, even after it's pretty dry. But I noticed that this is not like that. So anyways, yeah, it's kind of tedious, but I think it's super fun. So I'm just kind of wrapping this around just because it wound up being like a strip. So the way I tore it. So, and then I'm just going to tear that off. Okay, so just adding another little layer, you know. And then if you have to trim any of that off, you can do it with the scissors, or you can also just use like an emery board and just go around the edges. And this is actually kind of a nice thing to do, just to make sure that the edges are nice and clean, and it gives it a little bit of tooth to grab ink if you're going to ink the edges of these. And I am going to, so yeah, so I just like to use a nail file and kind of smooth out those edges. Okay, I've got boxes everywhere. All right, so I've got a few of these where I've just applied 2 layers, you know, a couple layers of paper and 1 layer with like decoupage paper. Like I said, you could use napkins, you could use, you know, anything, whatever you want to do. Even just plain rice paper, like this type of rice paper is kind of cool, just to add a layer of, you know, another like texture or something like that. Okay, let me put this away. And then I like to just add some other type of element just to give it like some kind of focus. You know what I mean? Yeah, see, this is one of Tracie's templates from her kit. And it's really cool how it winds up being exactly like this size. So, and I've made a few of them. I've actually put them together, so they are a nice size. Anyway, so let's look at like this one, and then this one. I used a different one of those decoupage papers on. So I just want to add, like, you could do like some like masking tape too, would be kind of cool, or washi tape, different things like that. I have these rub-offs that are rub-ons that I thought would be kind of fun. I didn't use these before. But I think like some of these leaves would be pretty cool. These are the ones that I got from Washi Wednesday. So like I think that one would be really cool right there. And you can cut these out. There's 2 on there, but that's okay. Where's my little thing? So let's see. I'm going to put... So it doesn't really matter exactly where your what is top and bottom at this point on the lid. Until you decide where top and bottom is, you know what I mean? So like I've decided this is the top of this one. So I just added that little rub on. I mean, I might as well just add this other little one. Just rubbing this very gently. And then it'll kind of just go around the edge there too. So that one, and then got this. This is kind of like my fussy cut stuff. Tracie also has, she's created some wings. Where's the, here they are. So I printed them all out. Wings, Wonderful Wings. This is a new little set of images that she's put in her shop, and she created these wings. So these I printed on standard quality. So these aren't printed on high quality because I was having issues with my printer earlier. And so I just didn't want to waste a bunch of ink if they weren't going to work. So anyways, there's black and white ones, which would be awesome printed on vellum or something. And then see, these I printed on a higher quality. So they're a little bit richer color. Anyway, so but that's on cardstock. So I wanted them just on regular paper so I could use them for like decoupage and stuff. And I think I'm going to try spraying these with like a clear coat and then cut them out too, because I think that might make them a little bit translucent. I just want to try a whole bunch of different things with these wings. So anyways, if you're into wings or like fairies and that kind of stuff, she's got those in her shop right now. So anyway, so I cut some of those out, the ones on the cardstock, and I thought that would be kind of cool to just use a piece of one of these wings on the top of a journal, and then maybe even layer something else on top of it. So I'm just cutting that just to give it a nice straight edge so I can use it right on the edge of this box. It'll just like go right up to the edge of the lid. Put some glue on there. And I printed these on cardstock because I wanted them to have a little bit of dimension. You know, I want you to be able to feel the texture of it. So that's that one. I'm going to let it dry for just a second, and then I'm going to trim off those edges. And then some other butterflies in here, but fussy cut flowers. It's a little rose. That's a flower on there. I'm going to actually make this the top of my box. I think I'm just going to add this little rose. This I just cut out of a rose book. It was like English roses. I don't remember the name of it. Sorry, I don't remember the name of it. I know it had something to do with English roses, but this is just a baby wipe. So I'm kind of like pressing the image down using the wipe, and then also it's wiping off the excess glue at the same time. Okay. So let me trim this off. Around all the edges. Okay. So on this, that wing is sort of disappearing into the background. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to add another. Let me see. I want to add some other. Let me see if this one will. Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool to just have some layers of butterfly wings on this on the lid of this box. So I'm just going to go like this instead of. There, and then I think that's kind of cool how you'll have like 2 layers of butterfly wing like texture, you know. Okay. And I'm just going to go for it and trim it right now. I have not like sanded the edge of all of these, so I'm just going to do that really quick. Can't remember if I did this one or not. I don't think I did. Doesn't look like I did. So as you're layering this this paper on here, this box is becoming a lot more sturdy, you know. So when if you're going to make your own matchboxes, you don't have to use anything like real heavy duty as far as paper to make the box, because you're going to be, if you're doing this type of thing, you know, you're going to be making it, you're stabilizing it by adding, you know, 2 or 3 layers of paper, you know, and glue. So you don't have to use like a real heavy cardstock or anything when you're making those boxes. And I try to keep the bottom of the box inside there because I think it helps it hold its shape while it's drying, if I can, you know. So, okay, so there's the top of that one, and I like that with just the fern leaves, and then there's a butterfly and a flower. Okay, so then about the boxes, about the bottom of the box. So for those, I just start out, I didn't do any of these ahead of time, but let me get a different brush, put that one in some water, get a different brush. These I'm going to paint them. I'm going to paint them black on the inside and the outside because I want them to have a certain amount of like depth inside the box. I'm going to add some paper and stuff in there too, but I just wanted it to have like a dark base. And I actually used like a really deep brown last time when I did the series, but I didn't have any more of that paint, so I'm just using black. Just making sure I get all of the little corners and stuff. This is just cheap apple barrel black from, I think it's from Walmart. Pretty sure that apple barrel brand comes from Walmart. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's where I got them. One night, like a couple years ago, it was like 10 o'clock at night. I decided that I wanted to do something. I can't remember. It's like some project. And I was like, okay, I'm tired of not having all the colors in the rainbow of paint. So, so I went to Walmart and I thought, okay, I'm just going to buy every single color. And that's what I did. I bought every color. And so I have this big drawer in one of my filing cabinets full of paint. There's a lot of other paint in there too, but I think they were like half price or something. They were like 38 cents or something. So I just bought one of every color. But now I'm out of that dark brown. So anyways. So did you guys watch that Tim Holtz new release like video for 2020? All the new stuff coming out. Pretty cool. He's got matchboxes, I guess, that they're going to come in a pack of 6. So that's awesome. Seems like matchboxes are kind of a thing right now. Okay, so this is the first one I did. So I'm going to have paint all over me now. But I'm going to paint the inside and the outside. And then I think what I'll do is just go ahead and end this video. And then I will get some other stuff prepped and ready. And maybe like, you know, let these dry and sort of deal with them a little bit. And then I'll just make another video. So yeah. And then yeah, you guys will have lots of little short videos from me. Well, 30 minutes isn't really a little short video, but you know what I mean. Shorter than normal. Okay. And the paint is also going to make, because these matchboxes that I got at the grocery store, they're not the sturdiest boxes either, you know. So every layer that you add on here is just going to make it like stronger. So, okay. So I'll finish painting these and I'll come back and I'll talk about what I'm going to do on the inside. And then, you know, treating these. We'll do some inking and that kind of stuff. And then maybe we can actually look at starting the little journal. Okay. All right, guys. Love you. Bye for now.